Hi everybody, Joe Brancato, the airgun scientist at the Skunk Works lab at topgun-airguns.com. We've got a very exciting announcement that can't wait to tell you. The new Impact M3, not the Mark III, the M3. And man, did they do a lot of cool stuff with it. They made an awesome gun even more awesome. So there's so many things to tell you about. I'll just give you the highlights real quick. You can tune it better. It's easier to cock, shorter throwing. Wait till you see this. It's got multiple regs. Let's start off with, you can now make it left-handed. How about that? So come over here, Gabe, my buddy, Gabriel. You just take these two pins out, and now you can move it over to this side. Now, left-handed cocking, folks, is one of the best things on a bullpup or even any pellet gun, because I like to shoot, and many of us like to shoot, holding the trigger and the grip like this with the strong hand and cocking with the weak hand. So all of my other guns that I have that are able to switch to the left hand, other brands, I switch them to the left hand, and now they followed suit and sell their guns that way. This gun now can have the weak hand. So for you right-handed guys that are like me and want to switch it over to here, you can do that. Okay, other highlights. Let's start from here. The barrels. Great news. If you buy a 700 millimeter, any caliber, you get a 580 bottle. And this is a 700 millimeter 30 cal, just happen to use. And a 480 with 600. And then with the 500, that's a compact, so you get the 330, 300. So different size bottles now for each barrel length, 500, 600, and 700. And again, 600 gets the 480, 700 gets the 580. While we're on the topic of bottles, well, I have to spill the beans. This now has two regulators, okay? It's got a regulator right here between the bottle and here, and another regulator, the one that's always been there. So what does that mean? Let's see, is this this says max pressure to, okay, by the way, they're going to change that to 300. So here's the regulated pressure, all right? There's your regulator number one. That's right here, that little silver thing, and that's adjustable. It's an amp regulator. And what that now allows you to do, and we've talked this over with FX, not FedEx, with FX today in the meeting, this means you can now use a 300 bar bottle, which Air Tanks for Sale, Top Gun Air Guns has in stock, and you can now switch this out to a 300 bar bottle, and the first regulator kind of takes the brunt of the pressure and downs it to about 200 or 250, whatever you want, so that the second regulator sees okay. See, originally, you could have put 300 bar into the gun if the bottle was good for it, but you're beating the snot out of the regulators because, you know, you're down at 100 to 120. This one's set for 120. And you're changing it from, like, let's say you put 300 bar in it, that's a lot. So now if you put that first stage regulator in between that reg and this reg, what that allows you to do is take the big high pressure and just knock it down maybe 100 bar or so. So from 300 down to either 200 or so, and then from 200 down to here is only 110, 120, 100, depending upon the caliber. So 3 gauges, a gauge for the pressure in the bottle. Now this does say 250 bar right here, max pressure, but they're going to change it to say max 300. I think it was the first 100 guns or whatever it was, and we've got the first gun. So we've put this one together for you to look at, and it's available. This is the bottle pressure on the right side. This is the regulator pressure on the left side. And then we've upgraded this. In addition to a 300 bar bottle, we can also offer to you, and if you're switching calibers and tuning guns, this is the way to go. Come on in a little closer, Gabe. This is the way to go. These digital gauges are phenomenal. And what that allows you to do is perfectly tune the rifle, okay? Because when you're switching calibers, you want to go from, say, maybe 100 for a 22 to maybe 110-ish for a 30 cal. At 110, you get about the perfect 880 feet per second. I just wanted to crank it up to 120 and get 920 feet out of it. 120 bar and get 920 feet per second out of it because I wanted to. Just try it out. It's still pretty accurate anyway, but I mean, if you're going for like matches and stuff, you want to get a little slower. So you've got the digital gauge option. Okay, they're all going to come with WEICA gauges. Oh, here's another thing. Talk about tuning. Check this out. Come on in, Gabe. Let's show them the quick tune system. Okay, so remember the power wheel where it was like A through E, 1 through 5, and what's the difference between 5 and E? And that's all gone, and now it's just 1 through 16, and it's progressive through 1 through 16. The other beautiful thing is this little thumb wheel now. See how we have a little indicator here of where that is? Remember how you used to have to get a 1.5 millimeter Allen wrench and sit there all day and go up and down and take up that slack that was in here and scratch the snot out of your gun while you did it, or if you didn't put tape down there. So much, much, much simpler now to tune the gun. Come on in, Gabe, because now what you can do is you can say, hey, if you wanted to do this exact tune, okay, you would set your regulator for 120 with our digital gauge. That way you're dead on. I mean, the digital gauges, the needles are so big, it is hard to read, okay? And they're accurate, or I should say they're repetitive. They'll always be in the same spot. And if you're sticking with one caliber and one tune, it doesn't matter. You just tune it. Wherever it falls, it falls. But if you want to repeat it, go from 30 to 22 and back and forth, you want repeatability in the gauge that's easy to read and very accurate. Now, so I got 120 bar here, and I got it on number 16 here. And then come on real close here, Gabe. Then I have it at just under 4, and you would have to find, I use this piece of cardboard here. This is just under the number 4 to the left of it, or to the small of it. And then look, 1, 2, 3. You're just to the right of that guy. So if you look at that, I'd take a picture of it. If I was tuning a gun, I would just snap a picture of it because I'd never remember the numbers. But if you take a picture of it, you can store it somewhere on your phone. You'll never lose it. Then you're like, 22 cal. What do I do? Oh, right there. Just turn it to that, turn it to this, set it to 120. I know that. Or that's actually 110 or 100. We threw a Titan on this. I tell you, I love these Titans. There are phenomenal scopes. I mean, we sell these with almost every gun, especially a gun the quality of an Impact. They're 34 millimeter tubes with exceptional glass. Really nice first focal plane scope, 5 to 25 by 56, first focal plane. It's an exciting scope, very clear. I've put it up against other scopes, and I am amazed at how good the quality it is. For $800, which I know is not dirt cheap, but it's not crazy either. I mean, a lot of scopes we would sell were in the $600 range. For $200 more, you're getting a 34 millimeter tube with a lot of good quality glass. It's what I've put on every one of my guns. Yeah, I know. And we also have the AccuTac mounts, which come a little closer on that. If you're going to put this scope on, you might as well put these mounts on, and these have the built-in levels. So that's kind of cool too. You don't have to have something sticking out here or something like that. So let's see all the things that we've talked about. 3 gauges, the pressure for the bottle, the pressure for regulator 1, the pressure for regulator number 2. So that's 3 gauges. They're all stock digital, excuse me, they're all stock analog WEICA gauges. That's a big improvement. We have optional digital gauges for the back. That's all I would put it on. I wouldn't put it on anywhere else. You just need it back here for repeatability. Who cares if you got 240 or 250 bar in the bottle? You want to know within a bar of what to set your gun when you're tuning it. That's what you want to do, repeatability. We now have 300 bar bottles at our shop, Top Gun Dash Air Guns. There's some other things too that they've done. Oh, a short throw and a different cocking handle. So the throw is a little bit shorter here. Okay, it's not quite as long. I think it's a 1/2 inch shorter. And they put a much bigger cocking knob here. Okay, and that reminds me of the old, well, here, I'll grab one. Reminds me of my old Allen Zasadny guns. If any of you guys remember these old Theoben Rapids, Allen would always put a bigger cocking handle on there on these old guys. And that's basically what they did. Ernest has been making these up, and everybody's been asking about them. So The cocking knob is bigger. It's a shorter throw. As we said before, you can move it easily just by taking out a couple of pins or screws and putting them right over here to a left-handed cocking. Bigger power plenum. You probably saw that. So that's most useful too for the larger calibers because you have more air. So that's pretty cool. This does not lack, it wasn't hard to get this up to 920 like that with a 30 caliber. And I think you can get like 100, I forgot, I'll put the numbers in here, but it's like 120 or 130 foot-pounds in 30 caliber now. So it's sizzling now. So those slugs will be good, okay? And then I think it's 150 or 150 and change in 35 caliber. So these are going to be barn burners, man. These are going to be a lot of fun. Let's see what else. We've got this we put on this Sabre Tactical extended rail. We also have them in Crayford and Lipped. These are excellent because they put your bipod way out there. So this gun is going to be customized for some lucky customer, whoever calls us. It's going to have the Titan sighted in. It's going to have the Sabre Tactical extended trigger guard, Picatinny. It'll have the Atlas bipod on it that's very smooth as glass. And it will also have the Donnie FL Shogun, which is what we put on every 25 and 30 caliber we sell. It'll have the Titan scope sighted in and a digital gauge. I think that's about everything we've done to this gun so far. And we'll probably put either a K&L or a Donnie FL on the back here because we like those. Yeah, we'll put that on it. Forgot to put that on. So we'll be doing a lot of videos on this. So make sure you like and follow us because this gun's going to. We'll have to show you the weight, the length, the accuracy. You know what that's like, man. These things are phenomenal. I mean, one whole group's no big deal. But like and follow us so that the latest updates on this gun will be coming out and you'll be notified. With that, I'm going to say take care. God bless. This is Joe Brancato, the Airgun Scientist, saying thank you for watching the video. Be safe. Have a great day. That's it.